Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Menomonee Falls Public Library Board of Trustees monthly board meeting on Wednesday, June 17th, 2026 at 6 p.m. to order. First, we have roll call. Nicole Barker, President.
Michael Dibbitz.
Village Trustee Matt Hayes.
Dave Moniel, Superintendent of Schools.
Jacqueline Romer.
Next, we would go to public comment, but nobody is here to give public comments, so we will skip to the consent agenda. Items listed under the consent agenda will be approved in one motion unless any board member requests that an item be removed for individual discussion. That item can be considered at an appropriate time during the board's regular order of business or under new business. I need a motion to approve the minutes from the board meeting from May 20th, 2026 and the May 2026 expenditures in the total amount of $133,233.09.
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
Motion and second. Any discussion? I have one thing that I wanted to I just saw it. Under the consent agenda where it says Trustee Matt Hayes recused, I think it should say abstain.
You can change that.
Yep. Okay. That was the only thing I had.
Okay.
So they should have caught that then. Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're recusing yourself? All right. Anything else? All right. All in favor of approving the May 20th, 2026 regular board meeting minutes as amended and expenditures for May 2026 in the amount of $133,233.09. Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Then we go on to committee reports. For the policy committee, we have not met, so there's nothing to report there. And then special projects, fundraising, and outreach committee. Scott's not here. Did you want to?
Yeah, he gave me some talking points for the update. So this is going to be just about the capital campaign. Some updates for you. Since our last meeting, we've had 10 additional contacts with businesses, whether that's just handing out our information, making that initial call, or doing some follow-ups. We did have one business that was a yes for a donation, but then they ended up rescinding that because we're not in Milwaukee County. They actually have a facility here in the Falls too, so that was, going to be an awesome collaboration, but they realized, I think, too late that we weren't actually in Milwaukee County, and their charitable giving focuses on that. So we continue with the search for any businesses or organizations that are interested in having a part of our campaign, whether it is $500 or $45,000. We're open to all different levels, and we're excited to collaborate with businesses, especially local businesses here in the Falls, to partner on that. So that is all I have for that.
All right, next would be Finance Committee, which Tom is not here. I have a little bit of notes wrote down just in case. So we met on June 3rd to go over some pre-budget planning goals that we had and kind of stuff that we wanted to make sure that we had in the budget, or that we at least discussed. We also discussed creating a plan for future updates to the second floor, since that's going to be a much larger project. Our discussion was about how do we create that so that it doesn't create so much money all at one time. So we're kind of discussing about, how do we plan for that in the coming years. Let's see. We also discussed the need to replace the public Wi-Fi, which we'll be talking about right after this. Jackie got some quotes. She'll give us more information on that here shortly. And then we're gonna meet again soon because budget season is coming up. So We will be meeting again soon. That's all I had. Did you have anything to add? Okay. Next, move on to new business. Discuss and consider for approval the Finance Committee's recommendation of approving emergency Wi-Fi installation for public network by Taylor Computers with the price not to exceed $7,500 with funds coming from the fund balance. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second and discussion.
So our public Wi-Fi system is actively failing. It is very old. And so we received 3 quotes from various companies our current company, a company from our managed computer service that we do consulting with, and then a quote from a company that the village has used in the past. All of them were very, very different. We ended up choosing Taylor Computer Services because they have actual people who are willing to come out and resolve any problems versus a lot of these other companies where you never see anybody ever. And it's all pretty much over the phone or e-ticketing. So that's a huge component. It also was the least expensive quote. So Wi-Fi and reliable Wi-Fi is very, very important to our patrons. We have people taking proctored exams here, doing job interviews, so we need to have a Wi-Fi system that can handle our increased patron usage and also handle the 52,000 square foot building. So the Wi-Fi quote from Taylor Computer Services does offer that. And once we get a new switch installed, we'll be able to move forward with this project. The funds would be coming from the fund balance because this was not previously budgeted. And the actual quote was for a little over $4,000.
We just wanted to make sure that if something else got thrown up that we didn't plan for, that she was able to just do it without having to come back to the board and approve it with us first.
Sounds good.
All right, so any comments, questions? All right, all in favor of approving the emergency Wi-Fi installation by Taylor Computers with the price not to exceed $7,500 from the fund balance, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Next is discuss and consider for approval President Barker's appointment of Trustee Matt Hayes to the Library Board Special Projects Fundraising and Outreach Committee. I need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second.
Can't second yourself.
Yeah.
Do you accept the appointment?
I do, thank you, yeah.
You're welcome. All right, we're excited to have you. Any other discussion? Did you want
Do I
to?
vote on this?
Yes.
Okay.
We need you to vote on it. All right, all in favor of approving Trustee Matt Hayes to the Special Projects Fundraising and Outreach Committee, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Next, we are taking nominations for the Library Board Office of President for the term July 2026 to June 2027.
I nominate Nicole Barker.
Second.
I accept. Anyone else? No? Nominations for the Library Board Office of Vice President for the term July 2026 to June 2027.
Do we vote next time on these?
Yes.
Okay.
We're just doing nominations this time.
I nominate Tom Ulick.
I second. I mean, no, Soper's not here, so.
Right.
I don't think he wants it anyway.
Well, if he does, he can always nominate himself at the July meeting.
Yeah.
There's still time for that, so, but we'll see. We'll have to see.
I've been seeing Tom everywhere at events.
I know,
It's just not here.
yeah.
I'm playing Tom. I'm sure he's got a lot going on.
Yeah. All right. Next is the library board president's reports. First, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for the opportunity to lead the board over the last year. It was a very challenging year, but we've been able to overcome the obstacles by working together and coming up with some great ideas. I also want to say thank you to the village board for mine and Tom Ewig's reappointment to the board for 3 more years. Next is the director's reports.
All right. So things are going very well at the library. It's definitely gotten busier and busier with the kickoff of the summer library program. The theme this year is Unearth a Story, which is all about dinosaurs, and it's going incredibly well. Check out our website if you haven't done so yet. Right on the homepage, there is a big graphic that you can click on, and you can see the dozens of prizes that are available for children all the way through adults. I think we have over 20 prizes available for adults this year, which is awesome. And many of them were donations from various community businesses, organizations, and we've had hundreds of signups so far. So it's been going really, really great. We've been doing a lot of work getting ready for the renovation, a lot of decision making behind the scenes on various finishes, and that I will talk about later in the presentation. And things are just continue to grow here at the library. If you look at your statistics sheet, this is a new format. So I cannot take any credit for this. Ellen built a very wonderful Google spreadsheet that automatically calculates these things. Everything's inputted to it. It's wonderful, and it gives you a lot more information than what we previously had. So Ellen's hard work really was able to eliminate a lot of extra time just retyping the numbers every month to create the report.
Is that this?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a new version of what I previously gave all of you. As you can see, you get some really cool stats. So you get to see the circulation transactions and then also compare the year-to-date and the monthly from last year. So you get to see what we're growing on, what's staying the same. You can also see the holds sent, items sent to other Bridges libraries, and the holds received, items at our library that were sent to our library from other Bridges libraries. So that is actually showing us that we are indeed a net lender, which is really awesome. We don't actually, and I'm going to go into this more during a formal presentation about net lending and borrowing, but we don't actually get the final numbers until the end of the year from Bridges, because they have to go in and create a spreadsheet that shows the actual items sent to the libraries that were checked out by the patron. So sending holds and then having them sit on the hold shelf and not get checked out, which is what these numbers actually include, does not indicate if we're a net lender or a borrower. Those items have to be checked out. And that's a spreadsheet that's generated once a year by Bridges. So these are not the final numbers, but you can guess based on the amount that have been sent that we are indeed net lenders, which is awesome news. So we're going to continue including that every month just to give you an idea of how many items we're sharing with other libraries and how many items our patrons are bringing in. New card registrations are going well. In the first couple weeks of June, we have had over 50 new adult library card signups, and by now it's going to be well over 30 new children's library cards, so that's fantastic. Number of visitors also is doing really, really well. We're continuing to grow every month with the amount of people coming into our library. That has a lot to do with the resources that we're providing, the programs that we're providing, things such as the reservable collabs, and honestly our updated spaces are just incredible. Reference transactions, we went to a survey method where we do survey weeks 4 times a year. So these are our estimated year-to-date reference transactions. We also have the materials added and withdrawn, and the total amount of materials in our collection. Technology resources, it's all the standard, computer usage, printing, mobile printing. Now, next month, that might look a little different. So we did at the end of May, we did a upgrade to our public computer system, and we were able to make that upgrade with grant funding from Bridges. So everything for printing is now cloud-based. So mobile printing and printing are going to be under one line printing because it's all using the same cloud-based format. So all of the public PCs have been updated with that. So far it's going well. There's definitely been some glitches. We are an early adopter of the software, which included a discount so that we could actually do this. And with an early adopter of a software, there's a lot of learning curves, but patrons have shared that they're very happy being able to print for their print jobs with credit card, Apple Pay, and Google Pay. It just makes the process so much faster for people. So overall, it's been really good, and we are just rolling through any setbacks we face with the early adoption. We also have faxing and Wi-Fi usage. You'll notice that there was a decrease in Wi-Fi usage from last time. We have had, with that failing system, quite a few outages, intermittent outages, so that does play a role in that too.
Notice the faxes went up again.
That's right.
Yep.
By an astounding percentage, too. It's not just
Our programming is looking great as well, and we've also started to include meeting room usage on here and collab usage because that's such a huge part of what we do. So meeting room usage, you can see from month to month and then year to year how it's going. Collab usage is interesting. Obviously in May of 2025, we didn't have the collabs out yet. So that 7 that you see is when staff reserved the room for proctoring exams and various things like that. But we are up to, in May, we had 106 reservations of the collab. So it just goes to show that that was a very needed upgrade for our community and our library.
Does that include, like, if staff reserves the room for something, or is it only patrons?
That would include if staff reserve the room for like a proctoring an exam or something like that where they're facilitating it.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions on the updated statistical report?
No, I like it.
Awesome.
I think it's really easy to read.
Good, good.
Mm-hmm.
And then for our coffee shop update, things are going great with the coffee shop. I don't really have much to share. If anyone is participating in the Bridges library system scavenger hunt this year, the goal is for people to visit all Bridges libraries in Waukesha and Jefferson County this summer. At every stop, they can submit a ticket to win a gift card. And our stop this year is, the Hidden Bigfoot is, spoiler alert, it is up in the coffee shop. So they've played an active role in that. They're talking to patrons, visiting from all the different libraries. We're the only library in Bridges system that has a coffee shop. So for people visiting from Jefferson County or other libraries in Waukesha County, this is such a cool destination for them to have that coffee shop. So we thought it was a perfect partnership. And then for the 5-year capital and technology improvement plan, I do have it pretty much filled out with a lot of things coming up in the next couple of years. I don't have it, I was gonna show it on the screen tonight, but I'm having technology issues with my laptop, but we're working on getting all of the technology needs for the next 5 years listed out. And then when it comes to budget season for this upcoming budget year, we'll be able to really look at our needs for the next 5 years and determine what we can prioritize for 2027. That is all I have.
Any questions for Jackie? All right. Next is Village Trustees Report.
All right, mine's very short. As you mentioned before, the e-bike update from Police Chief Waters on Monday. I think you're gonna see a little bit more of a push by the village, kind of putting out the information of what's legal, the different classifications. You know, there's one group of the e-bikes, not that I'm an expert by any means, that if you're 16 or older. But I think the main thing that people should know is, on top of the village kind of pushing out their information that's gonna be coming around, you know, the next couple of weeks. Any e-bike, which technically it is not an e-bike at that point, that's over 750 watts is illegal. And any bike that does not have operational pedals and is powered by a motor is illegal. So, you know, I know I've seen that throughout the village on
Really?
my own. Yes, so if it has no functional pedals of any sort, and it's over 750 watts, it is illegal. So I guess that's gonna be kind of, I think, the rest of the summer, a focus by the village and the police department, you know, and also a information push to the public, so. That's really well, and one other thing, Menomonee Avenue is still on track for the end of June. I'll add that in. Yeah. Yes.
We'll see.
And that's not the village's issue, that's the
But
state.
just
Yeah.
pushing the up. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing the state's.
Well, when I get the update, I want to pass it along. I know
Yeah,
it's,
no, that's
yeah.
very kind of you.
Yeah.
But just to be, you know, transparent, that this isn't a village
No,
project.
by no means am I taking any of the blame for the village or anything like that. Yes, yes.
This is a state
This is just
issue.
information only. Yes.
I feel bad for the businesses over there, for the YMCA, for anybody over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just been so long.
it's just been torn up for so long. Yes.
Anyway,
The sidewalks are in, so if you want to walk it.
yeah, right.
that's- Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right,
That's all I got.
all right. School district report.
Yeah, and I had a thank you, Ellen, for printing that out for everybody. I appreciate it as I look for my copy quick. So high school graduation went off great. Unfortunately, for both high school and eighth grade completion ceremonies, number 1 and number 2, we had to move inside. Big shout out to Falls Cable Access for being available for both events and making it extremely accessible, especially for the high school graduation. We had a packed auditorium that was able to stream live and watch everything separate inside. You know, we had to limit tickets, so went off really well though. I think the graduation ceremony went as good as we could go with not having to go outside. But we were able to do fireworks the next night for the graduates, which went well. So we made adjustments with the weather. And given that it didn't rain for all of May, just about, and then it chose to rain right at the end. School Perceptions is a survey company. The school board has approved School Perceptions to do surveys of the community to find out about different things that the community might be interested in doing or paying for, or it's more about looking at our long-term plans for facilities and getting some feedback from the community and starting a discussion about some long-term facility needs that we have, along with some other ideas in terms of operations. So I put in there the survey timeline. We're starting to build a survey this summer, and it'll be going out to the community sometime in October, early October. It'll come out via School Perceptions. We'll be pushing it out to the entire community. The survey will close at the end of October, and then we'll receive a presentation in November in terms of the feedback from that survey. So really cool donation, about a $30,000 donation. There's a picture there, and there's digital, but it was a huge donation that our technology team received to be using with our students, which is outstanding. I had just heard yesterday about a 6-figure donation, which hasn't been confirmed yet, although I have seen the check. When a donation is that large, we're looking to confirm everything before we go public with it to make sure we have the right steps with the cash. But that'll be a big thing. I've seen that, and it looks legitimate, and will be a great thing once we're able to go public with that. There's an RFP, a request for proposals for a facility assessment, long-range master plan. That's very much linked to the community survey. That's number 5. So essentially, we have, and you can go on our website, and it's publicly facing. You can see 10 years worth of facility needs that we have sort of listed out. But it's outdated and hasn't really been updated by an outside source in almost a decade. So the RFP and the long-range master plan which we have money set aside in the budget, is essentially architectural firms and other firms that come together and say, all right, we'll do this for this amount of money, and we're going to give this plan to the whole school board and the whole community about all of our facilities. So all 6 of the schools, plus the additional maintenance and our properties as well, of which we have 3. So I put a congratulations in here. I won't read it word for word, but there is a presentation out there. It's pretty great. Mr. Tamas is one of our teachers at the middle school. He did just a wonderful presentation with businesses, and they had students doing these creations like commercials for all of these local businesses. And it really was extremely well done by the teacher, but also the students. And what happened that day was the students and their parents and these businesses, it was over half full in the North Auditorium, it's a large auditorium, just doing presentations of these little videos that were essentially students selling local businesses, a lot of them, right, all of them in Menomonee Falls. So it's really a great shout out to Mr. Tamas. He's one of our teachers at the middle school. As a former weather forecaster years ago, but now a teacher at North. Next thing, retirement celebration. Over 250 years of retirees, so I think it was about 11 or 12 retirees that we celebrated, just outstanding. So our staff that stay that long and have that level of commitment, we had a special celebration for them, which we do every year, but it's just a testament to them and also the community for them being present for so long and doing such high level work for so many years. One other thing, we got that shout out from the Kids Heart Challenge and American Heart Challenge through the American Heart Association. So we've done quite a bit of work with them this year to bring in not just AEDs, but also the training. And we've had groups of students and segments of students get tested because the stat is like 1 in 100 or something like that, has some sort of cardio event that they're not really aware of. So we're really pushing hard on that, and there's some shout outs that the American Heart Association did of our staff members that are listed there. It's pretty exciting, it's pretty big news, and it's always good if you can help people who don't really know that they have an issue. Aside from that, our district office has moved. So this was our first week in the district office, the new district office. All the information is listed here. But essentially, we're now on the back side of Ben Franklin Elementary. So Ben Franklin Elementary used to be a middle school, so it's got a lot of space. So for those that aren't aware, the Village Hall is expanding, and their police department has got a whole new expansion they're just moving into in the next few months and year. Yeah. They have a long rollout of this build. So they bought us out of our lease. We transitioned. And the nice thing about it is we're in a school where there was room, but for John Q taxpayer and for all the taxpayers listening, the taxpayers here, the savings over 10 years is $2 million to the taxpayers because we're not paying rent to the village anymore. No offense. We still like you guys. We're just not giving you money anymore.
That's fair.
That way. So we're all moved over, and we'll be doing Falls Cable Access. We'll be doing a spot, I think, next week with John McCure and Focus on the Falls. So there'll be a little video segment showing the new front. So if you drive by the ball field side of Ben Franklin, you'll kind of see a new entry over there with the grass front. And that's now the main entry to district office. All right, but there'll be a spot on Falls Cable Access via Focus on the Falls and John McCure with our good friends from Falls Cable. Aside from that, some district summer hours, and now that we're done with the school year, summer school starts next week. Still some room, of course, but the back to school fair is listed here as well on the back page. We're obviously starting planning for that. That's August 12th and 13th. With feedback from the community, we're now doing it on 2 specific days at exactly the same start and end time. So there's absolutely no confusion about when we're there and when we're not there. So we're over both the lunch hour and the evening hours. And I guess we started a little too early for some people, so there wasn't a lot of people that came at the 8 o'clock time. So That's all on the back, and that'll be on our website quite a bit here over the summer. But summer school starts next week. Everything is going great in the school district.
All right. Next is the Library Friends Report.
So we are having another Give Back Day. This time it is going to be at 3 cellars here in the Falls. So the Give Back is this Saturday, June 20th from 12 to 6 p.m. 15% of all sales will go back to the library friends, and the friends will be there with a table to discuss all the things that the library offers, that the friends do for the library, so that will be really awesome. I hope everyone can come out. They have wine, they have craft beer, they also have non-alcoholic beverages and food. So I hope everybody gets a chance to come out. It should be a really good time. We are planning a really cool Friends event on Tuesday, September 8th from 5 to 8 p.m. We are going to be having a celebration all about Library Park. It's going to be called Forever Library Park, and we're going to have food trucks and activities for kids. We're going to be showing off our story walk and all of the cool things that we're doing in Library Park, such as the new Little Free Library that we installed last year in honor of a former fire department member, as well as all of the trees that were fundraised for and donated by members of the Friends of the Library. So that's going to be wonderful. Save the date. It's going to be a really, really good time, rain or shine. And then we are also working on some other projects within the Friends. We have quite a few donated bricks that were damaged. There was that recent hailstorm, and that it damaged quite a few of them, as well as the general wear and tear from Wisconsin winters. So we are going to be working with the Friends to figure out next steps for that and getting some of those replaced. And then also, unfortunately, a few of the Library Park trees did not make it over the past year. So working with Johnson's Nursery, the Village, and the Friends to figure out next steps for those. And I think that's all I had for the Friends. They continue doing amazing work.
Next presentation regarding the 2026-2027 library first floor renovation by Director Wynn.
All right, I think you all have the PowerPoint in front of you. So I wanted to give you a high-level rundown of everything that you can expect with this upcoming renovation. We've been working with the Village and the designers and library staff, the internal committee that we have, to finalize all of the details. As of right now, the project is actively getting ready to go out for bid, so we can anticipate contractors coming and looking at the space and submitting bids, hopefully. Hopefully we get so many. There's a pre-bid opening meeting next Thursday, June 25th at 9 a.m. here at the library. That gives any potential contractors maybe interested in the project to get a chance to walk through the space, and we can answer any questions they may have about the project. Tom Hoffman will be at our July meeting to answer any questions about the bids that we get in, and that will be the meeting where we award the bid. So very exciting things happening. It's a great project. I think any contractor would be so lucky to beautify our library. So I hope we have a lot of interest. But as you can see on the first page, we do have the project divided up into different phases, starting November 4th and going through an anticipated end date of April 16th. So it is quite a long project. That is because we need to have the phases in order to still continue operations with no periods where we are closing our doors to the public. So we're starting with the vestibule and the community room hallway and the boardroom. And then So we will have interruptions to community room access and boardroom access at that time, but we do have plans to work around that. And then, so that we can successfully have another awesome New Year's Eve on December 31st, we will pick up construction for the main area that is open to the second floor, the circulation desk area, all of that on January 1st. So we do have a one-day break in there where everything has to be done in one area by December 30th, and then on January 1st, they can start back up again. But no work can be done on New Year's Eve because New Year's Eve is one of our biggest celebrations of the year. And that's, as you know, where we do the ball drop from the second floor. So we gotta have it. So they'll get one day off and then back at it. We anticipate that that will last about a month in that area. And then phase 4 is going to be February 5th through March 5th. That's the audiovisual open holds area, the copy fax area, and also some staff areas. And then the final phase is the largest staff area, and we anticipate that lasting from March 5th through April 16th at the latest. Of course, if they have an accelerated schedule and it works for us, we can make that happen. But that is the various phases. First things first, we have the vestibule. So we are going to be getting some new furnishings that have outlets in them so that people can charge their devices. We are a huge device charging building. People are always looking to charge their devices, so that will be wonderful. We are also going to have walk-off carpeting so that we can eliminate the need for rugs, which are a big trip hazard and a real pain. So
what does walk-off carpeting mean?
Walk-off carpeting is,
There we go.
I have an example.
Okay, there we go.
It is
How
a
convenient.
special type of carpeting
Yeah.
where it's very, very, very bristly.
Yeah.
It's like one of those bristly welcome mats.
Yeah.
And so you don't need, it takes off all the salt and all the
Yeah,
dirt
yeah.
from your shoes.
Gotcha.
So you don't need to have a rug,
Right,
which is
right,
awesome.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
I'm very excited about
Okay.
that.
How easy is it to clean?
Well, our carpet cleaner says it's a nightmare to clean, but he's happy to do it. So, so he says it's becoming more and more popular in places. So, it's difficult to clean, but he's willing to do it for the library. So that's good. And then you can see the various finishes for the furnishings, and there are some samples on the table behind you. Moving on to the hallway, we're getting new LED lighting. We're going to be removing the wallpaper, and then we're going to paint over that. We are also getting some new carpeting. Updated wayfinding signage is very much needed for that space because it's incredibly difficult for people to see where the restrooms, the water fountains, and the community room and boardroom are. So we're getting some updated signage. And then you can see some of the paint colors from the color family that we're working with. We're very much embracing the existing blue and cream and going with that, which really works for, that's pretty much the colors of our library, so that's what we're sticking with. Moving on to the boardroom, we have some updated LED lighting, including some really cool sconces coming down that are going to be over the table. There would be 3 of those circular fixtures over the table, a new table and chairs, paint and carpet, and then a digital screen that patrons will be able to use as well as staff. The lobby, we are going to be removing the old security gates. We have some new lighting going up, which is awesome. So if you see those squiggly lights, those are going to be going up above all of the new books. As you know, we have a really difficult time with the lighting when it is dark out at night because we have the wall of glass, which is beautiful during the day, but at night it's so dark when it's pitch black outside. So this updated lighting will help people be able to browse, and it will just be a more welcoming experience altogether. Continuing with the removing the wallpaper and then painting over that, and some new wayfinding signage. So below is on there is an example of what the new wayfinding signage could look like. We are definitely keeping some of our existing signage just for cost savings. It's working perfectly well, but we're adding some new signage to complement the existing signage and just help people orient themselves in the library. We do have these acoustic tiles, which are very much needed in an open concept library, but we're going to be getting some new acoustic tiles that have a bit more color to them and a decorative impact. So it's not only going to be updated tile itself to help with acoustics, as acoustic tiles have improved over the years, but it is going to also be an aesthetic improvement. Over at the circulation desk, we are going to have as well some more updated signage and lighting. The top right, you have an example of what the squiggly lighting above the desk will look like. It's going to be more attached to the ceiling than hanging down, just because of the unique architecture above that circulation desk. We are going to be moving the circulation desk very slightly, pretty much out and over towards the elevator area to make more room and embrace the huge pillar that is behind the desk. That's kind of interesting to work with. We are also going to be where that shelf is behind the circulation desk. We're going to be moving that shelf out to a different area and installing a window behind the circulation desk, so that when staff are working right behind there filling the bins for transit, things like that, they can see when a patron is waiting for help. So hopefully that will lead to quicker response times for our staff who are constantly multitasking at the circulation department. We are also going to be getting a new countertop with cupboards underneath that window to relocate some of our storage, to open up other storage space behind the circulation desk. And then that little graphic that you can see with carpet. So we have various carpet that's going to be throughout the lobby area. And what you can see is that clump of darker color carpeting, the dark blues, that's going to really kind of nest the circulation desk and sort of center it in a design space, as to the darker colors are going to be right around the circulation desk, and we'll be able to get rid of the mats that are there as well. The book sale area is also going to be getting a facelift. So what we are currently experiencing with the book sale area is we don't have enough shelving that's actually low enough for people to access. We have a lot of shelving above the area where it says book sale, but we don't have enough below. And our lobby book sale brings in significant revenue for the library. So they're going to be adding shelves to the book sale area so that there's more shelving for those books. And then they are going to be installing cabinetry under the existing solid surface countertops so that we can lock up pamphlets from the ADRC, things like that, and then have them available. And then we also are installing 2 electronic signs in an attempt to go relatively paperless with our promotions for events for children, teen, and adults. Right now, it's a lot to look at out there with all of the various posters for our events. So those are going to go out there. And then on the other side, we're also adding more shelving so that the puzzle swap area and the book sale area make more sense. Right now we're making do with, we have a very low amount of functional shelves on the other side. So we're going to be able to add more shelves for book sale, more shelves for the puzzle swap, and also they're going to repaint the metal shelving in just a little bit of a lighter blue color to open up that space. And with the lighting and the addition of more shelving, and we are also relocating some of our public bulletin boards for our that are currently kind of hidden away in the copy fax area. We think that that will become a more prominent area. Right now, it's just a little bit of a hallway outside, so this will be able to really make that area pop, and we'll be able to get rid of some of that self-standing shelving and relocate that for other usage. The reading nook, it's a great area. It's super cozy. It features a ton of student art that the friends have purchased. We are going to be getting some new furnishings that actually fit in the space. Right now we have kind of a hodgepodge of various chairs that we've collected in that area. It's very dark, so we are going to get some new wall sconces in that area. And really just hoping to make it an even cozier and more functional spot for people to read a book, charge their phone, wait for people, all that fun stuff. And then we have the Copy Print Fax Business Center. So this is where the real demolition, tearing down walls is happening. So we are going to be demolishing the entire north wall where the copy machine currently is at, as well as that angular wall into the space. It is so hidden away. People don't realize that we have that space there, so they end up, let's say they're doing our mobile print from home. They'll send their print job from home, run into the library, and they think that they have to go all the way to the second floor to release their print job, when really they could just be popping right over there. So we're removing that wall. We're gonna have to relocate some of the outlets, things like that, to the elevator wall. We're gonna be getting new counters and cabinets, updating the wayfinding signage, making it very blatantly clear that there is a print, copy, and fax area there. And also, this is one of the areas where we've gotten full sponsorship from a local business's foundation, so their donor signage will be there as well, so it's going to be fantastic. In the audiovisual and open holds area, that is another area that gets so dark. Even on a cloudy day like today, it's very dark. It's difficult for people to read the titles on their holds, on their audiovisual materials. So we're going to be getting some new LED lighting that has up lighting and down lighting, and as well as some of the fun, I call it the squiggly lighting. I'm sure there's a better technical term for that, but everybody knows what I mean when I say the squiggly lighting. And then updated carpet and paint as well. Something really important from the security aspect is we are going to be adding a secure staff door behind the circulation desk. That is the one area where the staff-only areas are not completely secured with a secured door. So we'll be adding that. So they have to have a badge to enter. We are getting some funds in 2027 from our insurance company through the village for to go towards this project. It's a safety grant that they're offering us, so that's great. Also included in the project is a new security panel for the circulation desk that alerts staff to breach doors throughout the building. Ours has reached its end of life, and we're going to be replacing that. And then there's the staff areas. So if you take a tour through our staff areas, you're going to see a lot of very old and very beaten up countertops, cabinetry that doesn't close or the doors have fallen off. So we're going to be updating that, new flooring and paint. We're also relocating 2 offices for various efficiencies as things have changed over the years. Just putting people in better areas where they belong, giving other people their own dedicated workspace, which is awesome. Updating some electrical and data, of course, goes along with that. Updated sinks. For whatever reason, when this building was built in 2002, everyone thought that it would be a great idea to have these little teeny tiny bar sinks for people to wash their hands in, and water gets everywhere. So we're gonna expand our sinks. So I'm very excited about that. The staff are excited about that. And then also a new mailbox area. As you can see, a lot of the shelving has broken. Updated book drop area. So we are gonna have new custom-made interior book drop bins. As you can see, we're currently using Rubbermaid totes that have a pillow inside and mud flaps. So we are going to really just, we are really gonna step it up and get some custom-made bins for our book drop. I'm really excited about this. As you can probably imagine, for our amazing circulation staff, emptying those bins every hour is an ergonomic nightmare. So this is going to be really great for the staff. They're also going to be refinishing the wood at our indoor book drop, and we're going to be updating the signage above the book drop while still saving the beautiful donor wall from when this building was built. We are going to give that a prominent location, but updating it with some more wayfinding signage. So as I looked at this project as a whole, I'm always looking at what are the benefits of this. Are we doing this just because we feel like doing a renovation project? No, there's so much return on investment with this. So the walk-off carpeting will allow for elimination of indoor mat rental. We're also installing walk-off carpeting in the staff entrances as well. We are spending about $5,200 annually on our mat rental, so we'll be able to eliminate that. So that's going to be a long-term cost savings. The LED lighting obviously is going to be providing us long-term cost savings, and it's also safer. It's a safer, more well-lit environment for patrons and staff. Hopefully that leads to less injuries, slips, trips, and falls, eye strain. Like I said before, the better ergonomics for the mail room, the bins, the countertops for all of our transit bins. I'm hoping that that leads to a better work environment for everyone and hopefully less injuries. Overall, more appealing designs will lead to increased patron use and hopefully increased funding through that. Also, we're going to be highlighting the resources that are currently hidden away, such as our first floor copy print fax area, and that will lead to increased revenue through that. And also, patrons get to enjoy their tax dollars at work and benefit from this improved library experience. I don't plan on, after this renovation, I certainly hope we don't have to do another renovation of this area for another 25 years, and we'll be good to go. Any questions on that?
So it's 575,000 with contingency, correct?
Correct.
Ballpark?
Yes. Well, that was the original quote that we got, but that was at the end of last year. So depending on what comes in from the various bids, that could change. But that is the last estimate that I have.
And that's...
And that is only our portion. So the village also has $200,000 set aside for carpeting and paint. So that $575,000 does not include the $200,000 for carpeting and paint. That's anything, the $575,000 is anything that the library would be responsible for. And from that, we've already brought in about $72,000 in through our capital campaign. So we would be looking at, presuming we don't raise any more money, which I'm confident we will, a little over $500,000.
Now, the undesignated funds that's listed there, that's fund balance, right? 275?
Correct.
Is that all cash?
Yes.
Email from Scott. The one that.
Yeah.
You
Do you
said-
want to summarize it, or?
Yeah, so basically he liked it, the whole presentation and everything. His concern was the puzzle swap area that's, right now it's really hidden and it's kind of awkward to access. He said, well, the proposed changes appear to make the space more inviting. I wonder whether there may be an opportunity to open it up further and make it more visible to patrons. So in his example, he said, would there be value in having the digital signage wall stop short of the ceiling, allowing visitors to see that there is actually stuff behind it? Or possibly orienting the wall differently to create a more open sightline into the space?
Yeah, so, and I did respond to his email this afternoon. So we're not actually taking down all of the shelving, the big blue shelving unit, we're only adding to it. But what I told Scott is that I understand his concerns, it is a bit tucked away, but I do feel that with the new lighting, which will brighten up that space, I think that will be very beneficial. Additionally, with the new wayfinding signage, I hope that that is helpful. For instance, one of the things that we can do is on our electronic signs, we can have, go right around and you'll be able to see our puzzle swap. But we're creating a much larger footprint for the book sale, which is a huge draw. So what I've noticed is patrons their traffic pattern does naturally take them around the corner because we have the additional book sale around the corner. So with that and the addition of the public flyers for events and things that we're gonna have over there, I do feel confident that that's gonna become a much more popular area as we go along.
If I can also add, when we have things like voting, we have the gate that comes down, so we need to have that entire area blocked off to keep the ability to have the library open for things like voting before and after hours. And they aren't going into the actual area. And also, people do naturally, like you said, go around the corner, and I can vouch for that because the pay box for the book sale, the one around the corner, always has more money than the one in the front.
So they finish their shopping around the corner.
Correct.
Any other questions?
When are the final bids in? Will that come before the board,
Yes.
the bids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You will get all of those before the July board meeting.
Okay.
So I'll send everything I have to you, and I also will forward the final plans to you. This was just little snippets of the actual plans, obviously, but I will forward the entire bid set to you as well.
Yeah, the money looks good.
And
I don't
you're gonna
see anything wrong
send
with it.
also like just like a
That's it.
breakdown of what all we want in the
That's it.
bid, right? For the
Yes, well,
arts.
that will include that, yes.
In today's. I mean, the money seems in good order. Just with the building that we've done and the expense, per square foot and all that, I mean, I think you're getting a lot for what you're doing. It's very generous of the village to throw in $200,000. I mean, for paint and
Carpeting.
carpeting, so that's good.
Alright. Any other questions? Alright. Next meeting, I know, is there we go, July 15th, 2026 at 6 p.m.